It's a cold Wednesday, January 5th in Northern Europe, just 5 days before a new African nation will be born, as the people of South Sudan vote to partition their country, divorcing the Muslim Arab North from the Christian and tribalist South. This is Charles Jacobs on a flight to Nairobi and then to Juba. The black Africans, since and before the British gave up their colonial rule over Sudan, which is Africa's largest country, have suffered miserably at the hands of the Arabs in the north. The Arab slave trade in blacks, historic across all of North Africa, never came to a complete stop, but was rekindled in 1989 when an Islamist coup took power in Khartoum and declared a jihad, a holy war against the South. I was involved in awakening America to the issue of blacks being enslaved in Sudan. The war itself killed 2 million Southerners and enslaved tens of thousands. Arab militias, armed by Khartoum, stormed African villages, shot the men, and captured the women and children, marching them north to serve Arab masters. In the 1990s, when I met Sudanese refugees in New York, they complained that no one would listen to their tale, their story of massacre and murder in Sudan. I encouraged them to take up the issue of slavery, because that would awaken America, which is an abolitionist nation. We have vivid personal accounts of this slavery by escaped slaves. You can read Francis Bach, B.O.K.'s book on how he as a child was enslaved and made to serve years and years a master and finally escaped. Indeed, it was the slavery issue that awoke Americans to Sudan, not the slaughter. We in the 1990s, along with others, formed an unlikely coalition of left and right to push for the stopping of the end of the slave raids in southern Sudan. This movement eventuated in a change in the United States government policy, and George Bush forced upon the North and the South a peace treaty in 2005, the end of which is coming about in a few days on January 9th, where the South can vote to have their own country. This indeed is an historic moment. I will be reporting on it from Juba and Bahr el Ghazal.